Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Kristen, and I did these really cute trendy nails on my sister-in-law. She wanted them short, so I figured I would go ahead and recreate it on my red iguana practice hand. So I have already pre-prepped my red iguana practice hand with the universal tips by Notpolish and just took them down a little bit in length. And the color that I'm using is also by Notpolish, and it is Peeky Nude. My brush is also by Notpolish, and it is a size 12.
Me conoces súper bien. Tú me viste y te subiste al tren. Todo vale contigo, hasta nuestros amigos se enamoran de la forma que nos ven. Enamorados somos dos. Mami, te lo digo, tú eres mi abrigo cuando baja el sol. Con tu amor, esas nubes grises se vuelven color. Yo con tanto frío, tú me das calor. Listo para vivir contigo primaveras. Por favor, no cambies quién eres, eres la mejor. De esta hermosa saga soy el escritor. De vivir contigo estas primaveras. Quiero ser tu amor tuya. Contigo yo me siento en control. Quiero ser tu amor tuya.
So I am using a 3-bead method, and I'll place my first bead in the first third of the finger nail, and I will work it down. As you can see, I didn't quite grab a big enough one for my first one there, but it'll all work out in the end. So the second bead I place in the second third of the nail, and then go ahead and lightly pull and work it down. And as you can see, I'm getting the coverage that I wanted to get with the first bead. And then the third bead I put closer to the cuticle and kind of push it up in and then work it down. I will go in with how many ever beads I need after that, just to go ahead and build up any areas that may have any divots and just try and make it look smooth. But the whole time I do try to keep my sides nice and neat, and I want to give myself the least amount to file in my file out as possible. So I just kind of work real slow and a little bit smaller beads. I will let you go ahead and watch the application, and then I'll jump back on at the next part.
Quiero ser el hombre de tu vida, tener niños y estar en un altar. Tu belleza, eso no se me olvida, ni tus besos y tus chistes al azar. I might go too fast. I don't care about those limits, 'cause I want this to last like nothing ever lasts before. I might go too fast. Suddenly I feel so rich, but I don't know a thing. Oh, I can't let this slip, no. I gotta seize the moment. Have you even noticed? Are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about me? I'm having a hard time not doing anything other than thinking about you. So are you thinking about me? 'Cause I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. Don't wanna go fast, 'cause I know that people get scared sometimes. Hope it's not this time, 'cause I might go too fast. the same things. You want a house in Malibu.
I did go ahead and file and buff off camera, and then right now I am just using a lint-free wipe with some swipe from Young Nails on it to go ahead and clean off the finger and the fingernails. Then I'm going to go ahead and draw the design in some white gel polish in the shape that I'd like it. And I didn't really overthink this. I just did squigglies in every different direction, trying not to make them all look the same and just trying to keep it fairly thin and smooth. So I do go ahead and do 2 coats of this, curing in between each for the full 60 seconds. And the reason I use gel polish is because I needed that inhibition layer, that little sticky tacky layer on top of it. And the gel polish will give me that so that I have something to tap my pigments into.
Esta vez sentía que era eterno, tus besos fríos como el invierno. Lo sé, pero tal vez estás con otro que no te quieres. Pero yo te quisiera más que 1000 mujeres. Tiene que doler para sanar y cerrar esta herida. Y se siente vivir cuando no estás.
Now I'm just going to go ahead and with a little makeup brush that I had sitting in a drawer and never used, I went ahead and just reserved this one for pigments. And I'm going to go ahead and just put the slightest little bit, it really goes really far, onto the nail and dust it in. And I am going to overlap them slightly. In between each color, I do make sure that I dust off my brush really well because I don't want to transfer the last color into the next one. By letting the colors overlap a little bit, it gives you a nice little ombre effect.
Se para pero nada nos une. No lo arreglamos aunque tengo autotune. El tiempo lo siento, está perdido. Dale todo a lo no correspondido. Bella, que no te tenga a ti. Ya muchas quieren de mí, pero yo las dejo en visto. Obvio que por eso te seguí. Es que me hiciste sentir como si yo fuera Cristo. El cielo está nublado y solo hoy, porque el sol me dijo, baby, ya me voy. Es duro que tú me trates como estoy. Yo por nadie cambiaría lo que soy. El cielo está nublado y solo hoy, porque el sol me dijo, baby, ya me voy. Es duro que tú me trates como estoy. Deja cicatrices, tiene que doler para sanar.
Once I have all my pigments on, I'm just going to go ahead and lightly dust over each nail, dusting off all the excess. And then I will also go in with my 3D brush with a little bit of swipe on it and just clean up any of the pigment that is sticking to my nude area. And the other thing I wanted to say is if you go over a little bit, you will take off the pigment and you'll see the white again. But if it's just a little bit, it's not that big of a deal because we are going to go ahead and do that gold line on the edge.
Like a cargo, you will carry me. I just hope you know my depth, even though it makes no sense. Sometimes I'm broken, too much of emotions. Sometimes I'm the lightning, don't wanna pick a fight with. Everything seems so good. I guess I can't help myself. Would you call me if I'm in the dark? I'm calling I'm right under the stars. Would you run on me leaving this mark? But baby, I'm the one who's breaking.
So the main part of this nail is matte. So I'm going to go ahead and use Matte It by Notpolish and go ahead and top coat all of the nails with the Matte It. And over the pigment, you do want to just kind of glide over it because you will drag all the pigment off and you'll see your white if you get too heavy-handed. You also want to make sure that you coat your whole design with that top coat because any portion that doesn't get covered and sealed will wash off when they wash their hands, and then we will see the white gel polish. So we just need to make sure that all of the design is totally covered in your top coat.
Too much of emotions. Sometimes I'm the lighting. Don't wanna pick a fight with it. Everything seems so good. I guess I can't help myself. Would you?
After I give them a good 60-second cure, I'm going to go ahead and use this gold gel paint by Profiles Backstage to go ahead and draw my line, just following the same squiggly design that I did in the white gel polish. The brush I'm using here is the Notpolish Art Brush.
Too much of emotions. Sometimes I'm the lighting. Don't wanna pick a fight with it. Everything seems so good. I guess I can't help myself. Would you call me if I'm in the dark? I'm calling up 'cause I'm right under the stars. Would you run on me leaving this mark? But baby, I'm the one who's breaking hearts. One who's breaking hearts.
After I cure the gold, I'm going to go ahead and just put a nice thin little layer of Notpolish Gloss It over the gold and then give that a good 60-second cure also. That does conclude today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll go ahead and share the pictures of my sister-in-law's nails and the pictures I took of the practice hand. They are the ones that I posted on Instagram, which I do have a new Instagram handle, and that will be at the end of the video. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Tus besos y tus chistes al azar. Quiero ser tu amor tú y yo. Contigo yo me siento en control. Quiero ser tu amor tú y yo. Besándonos a la puesta del sol. Me conoces súper bien. Tú me viste y te subiste al tren. Todo vale contigo, hasta nuestros amigos se enamoran de la forma que nos ven. Te enamoro.